There are 200 workers at a factory. The cumulative frequency table gives information about their ages. So we can see here there are 25 workers with an age between 0 and 20. There are 70 workers with an age between 0 and 30. There are 138 workers with an age between 0 and 40, and so on. On the grid opposite, which I've got here, so on this grid, we need to draw a cumulative frequency graph for this information. So the key thing about a cumulative frequency curve is that you are plotting at the end point and it's a curve. So I'm going to go to 20 and 25. So 20 on the bottom, 25 on the side, which is there. That's the point 20, 25. We're now going to go 30 and 70. So 30 and 70 is there. We're now going to go 40 and 138. So 40, 138 is there. Notice here we've got 5 little squares, which is worth 10 people. So each little square is worth 2 people. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that would be 132, 134, 136, 138. 50, 175, so 50, 175, which is in the middle here of 170 and 180. 60, 186, so 60, 186, that's 180, 182, 184, 186. 70, 194, which is there, and then 80 is 200, which is there. We're now going to join those up with a smooth curve. So I'll start here, and we'll draw a nice smooth curve through each of these points, and it'll look something like that. Not particularly happy with that bit there. Let me redraw that. And I think that should probably be a bit straighter as well. There we go. So a nice smooth curve without any jagged bits like I did. There we go. So there's my cumulative frequency curve. Graham says, just make sure you can see that. Graham says 10% of workers at the factory are older than 65. Is he correct? Well, let's work out what 10% would be first of all. So remember there were 200 workers. 10% of 200 is 20. So Graham is actually saying there are 20 workers that are older than 65. Does our graph show that? So let's use our graph to find that out. Let's go to 65 down here in the middle of 60 and 70. 65 is here. And I'm going to draw a nice straight line up to my curve so I can work out how many people are above 65. So by going from 65 up to my curve, I can see that tells me there are 190 people up to the age of 65, which means older than 65, there's 10 people older than 65. So Graham is not correct. Graham is wrong. So I need to say, no, Graham is wrong. My graph shows there are 10 people older than 65. Which is not 10% of 200. There we go.